Hello, my name is Mc Gurk and I'm a barrister and senior counsel. And I want to make it clear that I am speaking to you in my capacity as a private individual. I want to provide a quick update since the events of last August. Because I spoke at a public rally organised by Health Freedom Ireland, Dublin Lord Mayor Hazel Chu, Minister Roderick O'Gorman and Minister for Justice Helen McEntee publicly called for an urgent investigation into me as a member of IPAT, which is the International Protection Appeals Tribunal. This caused a cataclysmic storm of negative publicity, and many of you have wondered what has been happening since then. I was invited to speak at a public rally in Dublin, Ireland by a non-political organisation called Health Freedom Ireland, specifically on the topic of wearing masks, which was by then a mandatory requirement in most public places, including retail outlets, restaurants and public transport. As a lawyer and researcher in various fields to include health and related matters, I addressed issues of concern from many people regarding the potential dangers of relying upon an inaccurate and inadequate PCR test to promote the rising case numbers to justify continued testing. This in turn led to justifying further lockdowns. In addition, I highlighted the dangers of mask wearing itself and the inadequacy of mask wearing as a preventative for spreading a viral disease such as COVID. There is substantial evidence and data to justify such a view, and for those of you who are interested, I have left references to important studies confirming such in the description box below. A common feature amongst those who spoke was a concern that there was no public consultation or debate allowing for different views and opinions on these important matters. I would hope that many, if not all of you, would at least respect my right to share and express my views. Furthermore, I totally respect the right of anyone to wear a mask, and I believe in freedom of choice and freedom of expression. However, it was the events which took place in the aftermath of that rally which sadly transpired to garner the most publicity. Much of that related to my own appearance and unfair and inaccurate assumptions made by powerful people. I happily stood on a platform with others to address a diverse multinational audience on a topic that we all have serious concerns about. This resulted in a flurry of negative commentary on social media, one prominent tweet being from the Lord Mayor of Dublin, Hazel Chu. This was followed by a tweet from the Minister for Integration and Children, Roderick O'Gorman, and then a tweet by the Minister for Justice, Helen McEntee, who requested the International Protection Appeals Tribunal act urgently regarding my attendance at this rally. Other groups jumped on the bandwagon and more tweets followed by other politicians. The Taoiseach himself, Micheál Martin, entered into the fray on the Claire Byrne show, and several journalists wrote about the issues in the days and weeks to follow. A further development of interest concerns a letter written on behalf of the Me the East Green Party. This letter was signed by one Adrian Smith, whom I do not know. And this letter called upon the Minister for Justice to not only carry out an investigation into my attendance at that rally, but also called upon her to dismiss me from my position. This letter was also published on the Green Party's social media within 24 hours of the tweets on the Sunday morning. It is still on their social media and has been retweeted and endorsed by one of their TDs. This was followed by trolling on social media platforms, combined with some nasty emails furnished to IPAT. Many of the original tweets now have been removed. My role in IPAT is simply to adjudicate on appeals by asylum seekers who seek international protection due to persecution and oppression. Many of them are fleeing jurisdictions from regimes where their fundamental rights and freedoms are denied. I have demonstrated my capacity to uphold fundamental rights and freedoms, and I wish to continue to do so with equal passion and dedication. In addition, as an experienced human rights lawyer, I have chaired a wide range of quasi-judicial tribunals over a 35-year period, spanning a 40-year career, in a manner which has been recognised to be totally fair and impartial. Diversity and inclusion are the hallmarks of Irish public policy. They are an integral part of the concept of integration. Yet diversity of opinion, unless it mirrors government or establishment policy, is no longer considered politically correct or acceptable. Instead of having a culture of acceptance of a wide range of diverse views and opinions, we now appear to have instant judgment unfairly passed by those who pander to a narrow mediocrity with controlling agendas and a preference for cancel culture. Out of respect for the integrity of a process which was called for by the Minister for Justice, I did not engage with media, social media, make any public statement or speak with any journalist. However, I did, of course, engage with the IPAT chairperson and accepted her findings, including a slap on the wrist at the time in order to expedite the matter. When her report was furnished expeditiously to the Minister, it was then sent to the Attorney-General, and to my knowledge, nothing has happened since for 4 months later. So enough is enough. This is not justice. We must not allow this practice of cancel culture to creep into every facet of our society. As someone who has worked at high levels with previous governments and who is a former national chair of the Irish Society of the Red Cross, someone who has studied diplomacy and geopolitics at international level, and who was instrumental in setting up the asylum system in Ireland almost 20 years ago, I have no intention of succumbing to any cancel culture. One of the reasons I made this video was to highlight my serious concerns at the increasing levels of intolerance, censorship, and a lack of acceptance of diverse opinion within our society, especially at a time when we need it most. In this season of goodwill, I urge all those referenced in this video to practice some respect, honour the wisdom of your ancestors, and show the world that Ireland is still a nation of genuine and authentic people whose leaders are worthy of and reflect those values. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to say a great big thank you to all those wonderful supporters who came to my rescue in the aftermath of this episode. I am so grateful to all of you. You know who you are. And now it just remains to wish all of you, including and in particular all those referenced by me in this video, a very happy, healthy, safe and joy-filled Christmas and New Year. God bless and namaste. If for any reason this video is no longer on YouTube, it will be uploaded onto BitChute. Thank you for listening.